Fala galera, estamos aqui hoje com uma entrevista e hoje é uma entrevista internacional. Estamos aqui com um dos maiores nomes da história do rock, um dos maiores guitarristas da história do rock, o senhor ULI JON ROTH, ou Roth, no idioma correto. E ele vai aqui falar um pouco, bem rapidamente, sobre a história dele e sobre algumas dicas para vocês que querem começar no mundo da música. How many times have you played in Brazil and how it is to playing here?
I think this is my fourth time.
Mm-hmm.
And well, each time is slightly different, but I enjoy being in Brazil because it's very different from Europe, and I enjoy the flair. We're here in Rio, and I love Rio. So I think one of my favorite cities in the world.
Oh, nice.
And São Paulo is great too, but Rio has the scenery and the vibe. It's very artistic, you know. But we're flying to São Paulo tomorrow. Yeah.
You have been in Scorpions from 7.3 to 7.8, right?
Yeah, 5 years.
Yeah. I'd like to know the more relevant experience you got in Scorpions.
You know, for me, it was a very important time because I was very young and I was kind of learning about music. I was learning about life, and I was learning about being in a band, being in the music business. So all these things came together, you know, and every year of the 5 years was brought more experience and insights, you know, and also trying to develop the instrument, the electric guitar at the same time, you know. It was just a great time for me, a time of learning, a time of experiencing and and growing up, you know, and maturing. And I mean, I'm still in this process, but you go through different plateaus in your life.
What is your plan to the future, like new albums or new projects?
Well, I'm watching how things develop with myself. I have a lot of ideas about what I would like to do, and they're quite varied and different, you know. So I've been writing a lot of material for a rock album, but it's difficult to find the time to actually do an album because with me, doing an album is always a big thing, you know. I'm not one of these guys who just walk into the studio and then do an album. With me, it's always a big commitment and it takes time. You know, so I've started doing a new album, which is a rock album with electric guitar and drums and, you know, rock singers. But I also at the same time am writing a lot of music for my 8-string classical sky guitar, which I'm really enjoying a lot. You know, the more acoustic, romantic kind of flamenco kind of thing. You know, so I'm also doing that. And a third thing that I want to get into again is to do more with orchestras again. I think next year we will start doing that, and that's also for me a very interesting, gratifying thing.
It's very good. Is there any chance of Scorpions reunion?
I think it's with me and with the others. It's probably unlikely at the moment. I don't think it's going to happen, but anything is possible. I guess you know you never know. I guess knowing the Scorpions, they and me and everybody else are probably quite open-minded. So if something happens suddenly, then it might happen, you know. it's always possible.
Yeah, let's hope so. About your sky guitar, it's amazing. The design is very beautiful. How did you came up with this design? Was it you that came up with it?
Yeah, the guitar came to me in a deep meditation. I wanted to find a new guitar to be able to do certain things that my Fender Stratocaster or traditional guitar couldn't do. So to do that, I needed a different shape to play higher.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, in the early 1980s, that was in the time of Electric Sun, actually. Mm-hmm. At the time of, I think, the Firewind album. I started to think about this, and I knew I needed to find something which is practical, but also aesthetically pleasing and with a certain symmetry. So what I did was I was in the dark room and I just did a meditation, and after some time I started to see shapes. You know, at first I saw a teardrop shape. I still remember it. And gradually I saw the guitar. Then I drew it. It was simple. Then I knew this is the guitar. Then I went to my guitar builder in Brighton, England, and we sat down and I showed him the shape. And then we made the final shape happen. And it pretty much already looked like this. So this is the story.
It's a very unique guitar.
How it happened.
I have this channel, which is I try to help people to make their own songs, to make their own production at home, because it's very, I don't know if you know, but it's very expensive.
Of course, it's difficult today.
It's very difficult. Here in Brazil, you cannot buy a good guitar for low prices. So everything is so expensive.
Brazil is very difficult because they put too many taxes on things coming from the outside, and it's a problem with the government, you know, unfortunately. For the people, it should be easy to buy a guitar. Not maybe a Sky guitar, but to buy a Fender Stratocaster or something like that, you know, you should be able to buy it in the shops. My friends from Angra, they told me how difficult it is here in Brazil to get the equipment because of the import taxes.
And my goal with this channel is to help people to make things with they have at home.
That's a great idea.
With just one computer and one guitar and one microphone.
And you can. Because I tell you something. When we first started playing in the late 60s, you know, all we had was a record player, a tape recorder, and a guitar. And the tape recorder was we used as an amplifier, and that's all we had, and that's all I had, and a lot of people were the same. Then a little bit later we got an amplifier for the stage and maybe a little effect, you know, an echo or a fuzz box, but that was it. And the rest was you go to the record store, you buy an album and you learn the music. At that time, there were no guitar teachers,
and that's that's a question.
So that's what you're doing. You're basically doing it. In England we'd say bare bones, no frills, you know. And all you really need is your imagination, dedication, and perseverance. You know, 3 very big words and 3 very important words. If you have all 3, you can do anything. If one is missing, you can do something. If you only have one of them, it's nice, but you won't get very far. You need all 3.
So that's what I would ask you if you would give an advice to people. So that's it.
And you know, it's the same with the music as with the cameras or with your online YouTube channel. It's always the principle is always the same. You know, you need your imagination, meaning you have to do something that other people don't do. But you also have to look at what other people do and learn the craft and learn how to do it, because nobody wants to have something completely unprofessional.
Yeah.
You know, there's a certain standard of quality that you have to reach, and that means work and dedication, learning. You know, if you have a camera, you need to learn about the stops, you need to learn about the angles, you know, but the light. You know, if you have a guitar, you have to learn about the chords and the amps, the sounds, etc. If you have a YouTube channel, you have to learn how to present, like you're doing. You're talking to the camera, you're presenting something. If you don't present it in the right way, people will go sleep, and then they listen for 5 seconds and thank you, bye-bye. They will never go to your channel again. You really only have one chance every time you're on camera. It needs to be good. And it's the same when you pick up a guitar. It has to be good immediately when you're on stage. Otherwise, people will, you know, not enjoy it, you know. So the principle is always the same. You know, you have to have dedication and perseverance, meaning you have to not give up, you know, be single-minded, and quality, but also inspiration and imagination. Those are the most important things.
Just one last thing. One last thing. I would like to know if you could send a message to the Brazilian fans, to your fans.
Yeah, well, you know, all I can say is that for me it's always really enjoyable to be in your country. It's a beautiful country, and I love meeting the people. They're all very warm-hearted, and tonight was great. They know the music, they enjoy, they go with the music, they can feel the music deeply, and we on stage can feel that they can feel it. So it gives you a better concert. It's that simple. When I think of Brazil, I think of the people, and I think of the huge green trees, you know, and the birds, and then the animals and everything, you know, wildlife. Which is very different from what we've got in Europe, you know. So to me, it's a little bit like a holiday, you know.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's my strange message to you guys.
Uli, thank you so much for your attention, for your patience.
What's your name again?
Igor Doval.
Igor Doval.
Yeah.
Russian.
You can call me. You can Igor.
Igor is Russian.
Yeah. Doval is Portuguese.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
I would like to thank you for everything you have done to the music, to the historical rock. For a great guitarist, you have influenced me to play guitar.
You play guitar as well?
I try it.
There you go.
I compose, I write, I play, I try to play, but not as good as you. But thank you so much for everything.
Hey, you're welcome.
And have a nice day,
Brazil. Wish you good luck with your thing, and lots of inspiration, dedication, and perseverance. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Isso aí, ULI JON ROTH pra vocês aí no canal. Então até a próxima. Valeu! Então essa foi a entrevista com ULI JON ROTH, essa lenda viva do rock, o lendário guitarrista do Scorpions, Uli, se você estiver me ouvindo, muito obrigado por ter me recebido lá no backstage, pela paciência. Eu sei que tava corrido no dia, vocês estavam indo pra São Paulo, tava aquela correria no final do show. Cara, muito obrigado mesmo por ser essa pessoa fantástica e por todos esses sons que você já proporcionou a gente, essas maravilhas sonoras que a gente já ouviu graças a você e suas composições no Scorpions. Muito obrigado. Quero agradecer também aqui, cara, se não fosse essa pessoa eu não teria conseguido essa entrevista, ao meu brother David Araújo. Mano, muito obrigado mesmo, cara. Se não fosse você, eu não teria conseguido, com certeza. Tô te devendo uma e pode cobrar a hora que tu quiser, que, pô, mano, você... Porra, tu é o cara, mano. Sem palavras pra te agradecer, cara. Muito obrigado mesmo. Quero agradecer também meu amigo Thiago, que tava lá no dia comigo, porra, que passou perrengue na estrada, problema no carro, que tava lá naquela lição, pô, consegue, não consegue. Thiago, valeu, brigadão por estar lá junto comigo também, mano, naquela entrevista lá, naquele perrengue todo e, brother, valeu mesmo. Então, se você gostou, já deixa o seu like aí, compartilha esse vídeo com a galera que você conhece, que sabe, que gosta de rock and roll, que gosta da história, pra esse vídeo ter mais relevância e quem sabe eu poder um dia entrevistar a galera dos Scorpions toda, ou, sei lá, o UFO, ou o Iron Maiden, ou o Michael Schenker, ou, quem sabe, a Lady Gaga. E por último, eu quero fazer um convite para você assistir um cover que eu gravei do Scorpions, a música In Trance, tá aqui no canal também, vai estar o link no final do vídeo. Curte lá, compartilha, se inscreve no canal se não é inscrito e tamo junto que depois tem mais conteúdo pra você bacana. Tamo junto, valeu!
That's pretty cool. One man show. Look at it.
Yeah, that's the way we do
pretty
things
good.
here.
That's pretty good. I'm impressed.